This is the Louie T Network.
Man, I love some football. Man, I love some football. My favorite week is week 1, cause I'm watching football. First comes the preseason, and I don't take a day off. And then it gets even better when your team makes the playoffs. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing. That Super Bowl ring. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing. That Super Bowl ring. We in the lab room.
Man, Louie T, welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. It is Wednesday, week number 5 in the National Football League. Wednesday edition of In the Lab Room is always jam-packed, and we got a lot on deck. You've got the sole survivor of week number 5. I'm 4-0. Let me lead the way. I'm your lead blocker. Follow me. I'm going to take you where you want to go. And of course, later on down the line, we've got PDS, Pats, Daps, and Snacks. So stay tuned for that. But first, up on the docket, sole survivor for week number 5. Let's get right to it. Minnesota Vikings, Thursday Night Football, traveling out to Lambeau to take on the Green Bay Packers. If these two teams say they ain't did it, then they ain't did it. But if they did, well, that's family business. Not my family business. I know nothing of the matters going on in the NFC North. I'm leaving that one alone. Right where it is on Thursday, I'm going to Sunday. You can stay there if you want. I'm moving on to Sunday, where it's a lot more comfy, cozy, baby. So, it's Carolina and Chicago. Panthers at home, coming off of 2 consecutive beatdowns. One at the hands of the Steelers, the other at the hands of the Ravens. Boy, are they happy to get away from the AFC North or what? And then you got the Chicago Bears coming off of a beatdown of their own, at their own crib, against an intra-divisional foe in the Green Bay Packers. Both of these teams are reeling right now. Somebody's going to be sub 500 after this game. So you're talking about 2 average football teams. Don't pick an average game, you'll get average results. Move on, man. Be smart. Move on. So you go Houston, Dallas, Battle of Texas. You got 2 teams in the same state looking for supremacy. I don't believe in the Texans. I'm starting to come around to the Cowboys, man. They're running the football, they're not turning it over. I'm not sold on this defense yet, but guess what? The Texans have J.J. Watt. Justin James Watt is a bad man. And because he's on the field and Tony Romo is across from him, anything can happen. All bets are off, and so is me picking this game. Next game up, please. You go on to the Buffalo Bills at the Detroit Lions. Man, this game smells delicious. It smells delicious. Don't buy the hype though. I walked into the house and I smelled this beautiful aroma. Man, it had my stomach just doing flips. They said, oh man, that smells great. What is it? I find out that it's liver. Oh no, it's liver. That's disgusting. Smells great though. Not what you want to put in your belly. Hey, leave this game alone. Because Detroit could easily win this football game. Doug Marrone is tripping. He's off of his rocker. He's starting Kyle Orton. What is he doing? He's trying to save his job, people. He's trying to save his job. So I can't really be mad at him, but they can go in there and get ambushed. But in the same breath, the Buffalo Bills play such good defense. They can run the football, and if Matthew Stafford gets into one of these games where this Bills defense gets after him, he starts making some irrational decisions, turns it over a couple of times, and then Reginald Bush starts to be generous, puts it on the carpet once. the Bills could do exactly what they did in week 1 to another NFC North opponent in the Chicago Bears. Sneak into the house, tiptoe in, come out with a W, and leave before the Detroit Lions even know what hit them. All I'm saying is, if they get some turnovers, and if Kyle Orton is able to manage the game because the run game is effective, why can't the Buffalo Bills steal one in the Motor City? I'm just giving you both sides of the coin, man. I play devil advocate. That's why you can't mess with it. It smells good, though. Man, does it smell appetizing. Don't eat it, man. It's liver, man. I can taste the blood in my mouth. Yuck. Move on. Pittsburgh and Jacksonville. Have you not learned your lesson messing with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Just last week, I watched 3 members of my own football, my own Soul Survivor pool, the second entry in the L.A.B Soul Survivor pool, get licked down. Pop, pop, pop. Both, all of them gone. Messing with the Steelers. Messing with the, I told them last week. I said, don't do it. It looks, it smells, it feels good. Don't do it. Mike Glennon, different animal out there. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a better game out there. I told them, don't do it. If you want to do it, I said, you have my blessing, but don't do it. It's a better game. They did it anyway. And I'm telling you this week, first of all, they're on the road. Part of that Holy Trinity. Okay? There's 3 things that I don't allow to go down on my Soul Survivor sheet. I can't speak for anybody else. But the Holy Trinity for me of no-nos in the Soul Survivor pool: 1, stay away from family business. 2, do not mess with road teams. 3, stay away from the unknown. Those are your 3 no-nos. That's a no-no. They're on the road. Now, I know it's Jacksonville. And sometimes you can bend the rules a little bit, okay? Sometimes that road team is dominant and that home team is garbage. Yeah, you can bend the rules a little bit, but I do not bend the rules for family business, okay? I usually stay away from that. Now, again, you can bend the rules to make them kind of work in your favor. You know, if the Raiders are having one of those 2-14 seasons and the Broncos are one of those 14-2 campaigns, I don't care where the game is. If it's in L.A., if it's in Oakland, if it's in Milwaukee, I don't care where the game is, Denver's going to win. Yeah, you can bend the rules sometimes, but hey, generally I like to follow the Holy Trinity and doesn't lead me astray. Here's a situation where the Pittsburgh Steelers are on the road. They're an undisciplined football team. You don't know if they're going to turn it over this week. Are they going to take advantage? Are they going to drop passes? Are they going to have 15 penalties and 7 of them be personal fouls? Blake P looked good last week, people. He looked damn good. In that first half, against a really good team in the San Diego Chargers, he was almost flawless. No, people, no. Bad Steelers. Bad Steelers. Leave the Steelers alone. They'll get you in trouble. Leave them alone. Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Family business. Move on. So, Atlanta at the G-Men. 2-2-2 football teams going in opposite directions. The Giants, man, they were a dumpster fire the first 2 weeks of the season. Last 2 weeks of the season, Eli Manning looks like a Super Bowl quarterback. 2-time Super Bowl. Two-time Super Bowl winning quarterback. They've won 2 in a row, including the pasting of the Washington Redskins on national television. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Falcons, 1 week they're up, the next week they're down. And I don't know what you're getting from these guys, but again, you're talking about 2-2 football teams, okay? So you're talking about the Giants trending up, and you're talking about the Falcons going down. Do you want to find out who's going to rise to 3-2 on the season? Do you want to pick between these 2 average football teams? Hey, 2-2 says average, right? I'm not doing it. You can do it if you like. I can't twist your arm and make you do anything you don't want to do. But I'm telling you, I'm not going up that gap. Now, if you want to follow me, I'll take you where you want to go. But if you want to go astray, hey, go outside if you want, man. It's not safe out there, but go ahead. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. I'm moving on to St. Louis, traveling to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, this is a secondary pick this week. This is not my first option, okay? I will give you this one, and I will give you my blessing, and I'll even put my John Hancock on it. I'll sign off on this one, because even though, and I try to stay away from teams coming off of buys. That's a dangerous proposition. Normally when you get teams coming off of a bye, 2 weeks to prepare, they've had chances to lick their wounds, they're mentally fresh as well as physically fresh. That's a dangerous task. But we're still talking about Austin Davis. Now, even though he's starting to win me over, he's still Austin Davis. And this is still the Philadelphia Eagles. Hey, give me the Eagles at home. Boy, are they foaming at the mouth. They are upset at themselves. They could have been 4-0 in the season. They blew it in San Francisco. They got 2 special teams touchdowns, a defensive touchdown, and they still lost the game because the offense didn't score a single point. They're mad. They're mad and somebody's got to pay. And unfortunately, it's going to be the St. Louis Rams. I take the Eagles in this one. I feel really confident about it, but there's a better game. There's a better option, people. Follow me. Let me take you where you need to go. Follow me. But we're not there yet. There are other games on the slate for week number 5, and I want you to see that there's no better options than the ones that I'm giving you. And look, we gotta build trust. If you don't have trust, you have nothing. In a relationship, trust is one of the building blocks and foundation of any healthy relationship. And I like to think that we got a pretty good relationship. If you want to trust me, and I want you to trust me, and I want you to trust me and feel good about it, then I need to give you all of the games so you can make a sound decision for yourself. So we're going to move on to the next game. Cleveland at Tennessee. Cleveland coming off of a bye. And Billy Ho's playing some good football. They're confident in Cleveland. Tennessee, man, are they stink. They got Charlie White shoes at quarterback. And when Jake's in the game, it's bad. It's all bad. So they're struggling right now. They don't know who they are. They're looking and searching for an identity in Tennessee. But I tell you what, never hit your wagon. Okay? And listen up. I'm going to say this one more time and I'm not going to say it again. Never hit your wagon. Never ask for a favor from a bad football team. Never ask for a favor from a sub-500 football team. Both of these teams are sub-500. Browns at 1-2 and Titans at 1-3. Never, ever, it's never a good idea to ask a bad football team to do you a solid. So I'm going to move on to the next game. Arizona at Denver. Man, this might be one of the best matchups of week number 5 in the National Football League. And when I say that, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing when it's a survival pool. If this were just me talking about the games coming up on the slate, then this is one you get excited about. When you're talking about a sole survival pool, I don't want to shoot the tough fadeaway jumper from the corner, man. I don't want to do that. I don't want to shoot that shot. I want the dunk or I want the easy layup, man. Off the glass, I know what's going on. And so, this is one of those games you stay away from at all costs. It's not a good idea to go sniffing around this game. It will do you no good. Move on. We're talking 3-0 Arizona, one of the last unbeatens. And you're talking about the Denver Broncos, who are now 2-1 on the season. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. San Diego Superchargers hosting the New York Jets. J-E-T-S, Jets. This is your soul survivor pick right here. Right here. This is the one that's going to make you some money this week. And you know why? Because not only the San Diego Chargers at home, not only are they one of the best teams in the league, but the Jets are in full-out crisis mode. They don't know what they want to do. Do we bench Geno Smith and put in Michael Vick? Or do we leave the young fella in because his psyche will be fragile if we take him out? What do? We don't know what to do. Do we put Geno on notice that he's on a short leash going into the game, which is going to make him make more mistakes? Or do we allow him to go out, make more mistakes, lose the football game, and then look back and say, maybe we should put in Michael? They don't know what they want to do, but I do know this much. Doesn't matter what they do. The San Diego Chargers are one heck of a football team, and they're playing some of the best football right now in this league. Phillip Rivers playing at an MVP-like pace. I don't think that the Jets know what kind of a buzzsaw they're walking into here. I don't think they really know. But it doesn't matter. Whether they know or not, it's coming and it's going to cut them right in half. The San Diego Superchargers are going to get it done in week number 5 of the National Football League. Now, if you already used them, maybe you used them last week when they had Jayville in town. Makes a lot of sense. I can't knock the hustle. I can't knock it. So if you've already used them, then I default you to the Philadelphia Eagles. They're a nice secondary option here. Now, if you use both of them, you're on your own, man. Good luck. You gotta find one from somewhere, and that's the beauty of a survivor pool, man. You gotta strategically pick your games and your winners, because if you pick too many of the good ones too early, you can find yourself down the line searching for a winner. Now look, I said all of that. And if you start trying to go around the big boys and try to find gems, you could easily find yourself on the outside looking in. So, hey, do what you must. But I'm telling you, the San Diego Superchargers are your Week 5 Soul Survivor! But just in case you don't believe me, there's still more games on the docket. And I told you, we building trust here. This is a trust building exercise. And so we're going to continue on. San Francisco hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs are playing some good football, much like the Giants. 2 weeks ago, they looked like a train wreck. 2 weeks later, they're 2-2 and playing some of the best football in their respective conference. You go to the San Francisco 49ers, they got a huge win last week. One that was well needed. It was desperation time for the 49ers. They're at home again. This is going to be a tough one, but it's 2-2 versus 2-2. That's average football. That's average results. Hey, I'm looking to have great results, not average. I'm moving on to the next game. You look at Cincinnati at the New England Patriots. Patriots looked really bad last week, and Cincinnati's coming off of a bye. I love the Cincinnati Bengals, but something tells me this game is a little fishy. Either way, this is too good of a game to pick anyhow. So, again, I'm not looking for the tough contested jumper, man. I don't want to be on a 2-on-1 fast break and stop at the 3-point line, even if I'm Steph Curry and I know it's going down. I don't want to do that. I want the dunk, man. I want the easy deuce. I want the one that I know is going through the hoop. This isn't one of those type of games. Move on to Monday night, which finds us in Washington. Seattle Seahawks, Washington Redskins. Look, if you want to go here, I can't stop you, man. I can't stop you. And you know what? I wouldn't even be mad if you did. You know why? Because the Redskins looked sorry last week. But keep in mind, this is a team that has scored over 30 points 2 out of their last 3 football games. Now again, granted, it was the Eagles and it was the Jacksonville Jaguars. Neither one of those are murderers row on the defensive side of football. Not like this Seattle Seahawks team at least. So from that standpoint, you don't want to touch this game. But again, if you're desperate and you need one, I wouldn't be mad if you went here, man. I would not be mad. But again, Seattle is the road team. You know how I feel about roadies. If this game was in Seattle, I would tell you to go here and go here in a hurry. Hurry up, quick, before they shut the door. No, this is in Washington. It's a primetime game. Look, primetime games have been terrible this year. A lot of blowouts. Doesn't matter. Leave this one alone. I'm urging you. Leave this one alone. This one could be a tricky one. Now again, this could be the Seattle Seahawks, and they're coming off of a bye too. This one seems juicy. I wouldn't do it if I were you. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. Leave this one alone. So that takes us back to where I was before, man. You got San Diego, you got the Eagles. You can pick one or the other. You can't pick both. San Diego's your best option. You don't have San Diego available? Fine, take the Eagles. You don't have the Eagles available? Good luck, you're on your own. It's tough sledding out there on those streets. Good luck to you all. But in week number 5, your soul survivor pick is the San Diego Superchargers. They are your soul survivor! And so, that's going to take us right into our first break. We'll come back and we'll jump right into PDS for week number 5.
Is your team hot or cold? Is your team trending up or down? Is your team flying below the radar or a visible force on the grid? Whatever the case, we'll do our own NFL power ranking here in the lab room. It's the NFL Power Grid, coming soon here in the lab room.
All right, so time for some Pats. Daps and Snaps. Week number 5 style here in the lab room. So let's start with some pats on the back, man. Some guys really They need some consoling right now. These aren't, hey man, good job. These are, hey man, you all right? And you know, sometimes you got to do that, man. Sometimes you need to console your fellow man. And so Dennis Allen, ex-Raiders head coach, canned on Tuesday after flying across the water to London, getting his brains beat in, coming back. The man can't even go home and enjoy himself and get back with his family. After being on the road 2 consecutive weeks, one not even in the country, he comes home, gets a pink slip. Hey, I'm going to pat him on his back, man. You all right, DA, man? You'll land on your feet. You'll get you a coordinator job somewhere. You'll be an assistant somewhere, man. Keep your head up, man. Chin up. Chin up, man. I'll pat you on the back, man. Hey, you were in over your head, and that situation was really a no-win situation for you, dude. Look, 8 wins, be lucky you were able to get 8 wins, man, with that Raiders roster, with that team. Not a good look, man. That Raiders organization right now, they need some help, and you weren't the answer. 28 losses, that's tough. But look, nobody's going to beat you up for what you did in Oakland, man. That team, that organization, the lack of draft picks when you got there, the lack of talent when you got there, the lack of money to go out and get free agents when you got there, was already a bad omen from the jump. And they were asking for you to work a miracle. Tell them, man, you're no miracle worker, man. All you can do is the best of what you can do with what they were giving you, and that wasn't a lot. Pat yourself on the back, DA, man. Job well done, man. I commend you for your part as the Oakland Raiders head coach, but that time has now come and passed, looking for bigger and better things for you in the future. Hey, it'll be all right, man. It'll be all right. E.J. Manuel. Look, I don't like this guy as a quarterback. I've made no bones about it. But how they're doing him in Buffalo right now, downright dirty, nasty, and dastardly, okay? And it's all Douglas Marone's fault. You know why? He's trying to save his job, man. And when you get new ownership, everybody's on notice. Everybody. Down to the janitor cleaning up the field. Everybody's on notice. So Doug is saying, man, hey, I got into it with a couple of players in the offseason, you know, in training camp. I got these boys off to a 2-0 start. Things were looking up and up. I got this fan base in a frenzy. Hell, we're leading the division as we speak at 2-2. Everybody's expecting big things from this team this year. If we collapse and fall flat on our face, guess who's going to be blamed for this demise? Good old Douglas Marone, me. That's what Dougie is saying right now. And so he's in full-out panic mode. What am I going to do? 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 EJ is missing open throws. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? He's throwing interceptions. What am I going to do? 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 EJ Manuel is costing me football games. That may be true, okay? That may be true. But is Cal Orton the answer? I'm not too sure about that. But this isn't about Douglas Marone. This isn't about Cal. This is about EJ Manuel. And I feel bad for him because this is a position that you don't want to put a young quarterback in. He's a first-round pick. It's not like he's Geno Smith. That's why I don't mind the Jets sitting Geno Smith down. Geno Smith isn't a first-round pick. He's a second-round pick. You can do whatever you like. You can do whatever you like. Yeah, to a second-round pick. But this is a first-round pick we're talking about. This is the guy you drafted in the first round. You traded back to draft in the first round. So he's the franchise guy. You don't do this to a second. It's not like this guy is in his 3rd season. It's not like this guy is in his 4th season, a contract season. It's not like this guy has been in the league, had ample opportunities, and you're just not seeing the growth. He's in his 2nd season. God damn. Can you get a man a chance? And I'm not an EJ Manuel fan, but you don't do this to a first-round pick. You don't do this. And that's what happens when you get a desperate coach. They start taking desperate measures at the expense of a young guy that doesn't need this type of emotional distress early in his career. This could be catastrophic to the psyche of EJ Manuel. I don't like it one bit. So come on over here, EJ, man. Let me pat you on your back. It's going to be all right, man. It'll be all over in the morning. Just hang in there. Kyle Orton will hang himself. And then guess what they're going to turn around and call on? Yeah, they're going to call on you, man. Hopefully you'll be ready. Shake it off. Shake it off. And when they call your number, man, Kyle Orton, either he's going to get hurt or he's going to play bad football. Either way, they're going to come back your way, EJ. And I need you to be ready, man. I need you to be ready when they come back your way. But in the meantime, I'm going to pat you on the back and tell you, hang in there, young fella. I don't like the way they're doing you. Hang in there, man. Mike Glennon, my man, Long Neck. Did you see Long Neck out there firing the peel in week number 4 in the National Football? Not only did he get his team a W, he went on the road and got his team a W. And this was a team that got like 56 points hung on their skull the week before. Long Neck gets in there. And so, I told you this last week, a quarterback can make all the difference in the world. And Long Neck got it done for his football team, made some clutch throws down the stretch. And the reason why I can't dap him up is because his coach is non-committal. What are you doing? You were 0-3 and in a very destitute state. And then Long Neck shows up and saves the day, and you still don't know who your quarterback is? Are you kidding me? Man, Long Neck, come here, man. Let me pat you on your back and tell you one hell of a job, man. Do it again, and you're going to force Lovie Smith to give you the job. I don't know what Lovie has against you. I don't want to hear this young quarterback crap. You played all last year, okay? You started just about the entire season last year and you got it done. So I don't want to hear the, oh, he's a young quarterback. Lovie is in his ego right now. And he's ego tripping is what he's doing. He made a mistake and he doesn't want to admit, I made a mistake. I made a boo-boo. Hey, man, take the paper towel, clean up the mess. All harm is gone. No harm, no foul. You cleaned up the mess. Your mess is cleaned up right here with this young man, Mike Glennon. Don't make this problem worse. Hey, Mike, job well done, young man. Job well done. I'll see you under center on Sunday. And I got 2 pats on the back for the only 2 undefeated teams left in the league right now. The Arizona Cardinals and the Cincinnati Bengals. Both were on week 4 byes. So, you know, it's easy to forget about teams when they're not playing. But I don't want you to forget about the only 2 teams in the league that are undefeated at 3-0 right now. So, Arizona Cardinals, Cincinnati Bengals, pat yourselves on the back. You're playing some phenomenal football, especially the Arizona Cardinals with a backup quarterback. Man, Drew Stanton is playing football for you, getting it done. Cincinnati, you're playing lights out football at home. You got a big one. You got a big one. On the road against the Patriots, they got walloped on the road on Monday Night Football in front of the national public. So they're pissed off. So now you got to go on the road and show these boys that what the Chiefs did to them, that wasn't a fluke. You got to do the same thing. So good luck, you're going to need it. But in the meantime, both of you guys, pat yourselves on the back. You're the only unbeaten teams left. So you go from pats to Daps. And we start with 3 teams that I feel like, man, they embarrassed some teams on the national stage in week 4, and it was ugly. In here, oh, in here, oh, in here, oh, it was ugly last week on Prime. If you were on primetime television last week, man, you were in some trouble. New York Football Giants, Kansas City Chiefs, and those boys with the star on their helmets, the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. All 3 of them were absolutely disrespectful, okay? 2 of them were terrible hosts at their house. They didn't ask if the guests wanted a beverage. They didn't say, hey, would you like something to eat? Hey, here's the bathroom down the hall and to your left. They were very rude hosts, and nothing is more disheartening for a guest than to have a host tell you, you are now in hell. Come on in. Have a seat. Because once you sit down, you're not leaving. At least not with a W, you're not. And then the Giants, oh, they were just terrible guests. My God. They were so disrespectful on every level imaginable, man. I mean, golly, that was despicable, downright dirty, nasty, filthy, dastardly is what that was, man. They went into the and it's always worse when you do it to a family member. Your family, man. How could you? Now you got to go to the family reunion and everybody's looking at you funny. And the Giants, they didn't care, man. They didn't care. I mean, they went in, they kicked in the door, waving the 4-4. The Redskins on the floor, and Kirk Cousins mainly screaming, "Don't hit me no more. Please don't pick me no more, man. Don't pick me no more, please." Eli Manning throwing the football to Larry Donnell. He's catching touchdown passes like they're going out of style. That was really, really disrespectful. All of these teams, Cowboys, they gutted the Saints. Gutted them. Gutted them. Took a shank right to the kidney and gutted them. And then the Kansas City, they beat the Patriots so bad. They got us doing something that we haven't done in over a decade. This is how bad they beat the brakes off these boys so bad. They got us doubting the Patriots. They got us doubting Brady and Belichick. Hell, they got Brady and Belichick doubting themselves. That's how you know you done misspent. When you start thinking, damn, can I still do this? Am I good anymore? They ran circles around those boys. They ran laps around the Patriots. And for that, all three of y'all, some serious big-time power dap. That's what's up. So you move on to the next dap. Phillip Rivers, man. My man Phils. Is anybody playing better football than Phils? Is anybody playing better football than Phils? You let me know. If you find somebody, let me know. And if you do, you a storyteller, man. You're telling stories. Why are you fibbing for? Nobody's playing better football than Phils right now. Phils has it on cruise control, man. He's got it on tilt right now. And it doesn't matter who he's throwing it to. You want some of Eddie? Huh? You want some of Eddie Royale? Well, you want some of Gates? You want some of the OG? The original Gates, the original Gangster 85? You want some of the OG 85? Or do you want some of the big, long, athletic kid? Huh? You want some of Malcolm Floyd? You want some of that? I didn't think so. Phil, it don't matter who you throwing the football to. It's all good, man. Life's good when you're throwing the football to Darius Green. It's all good in San Diego right now. And the reason why it's all good, because of number 17. Phillip Rivers. That man right now playing at an MVP-like level. You know, it's early to be using those type of words. But I tell you what, if he keeps up on the pace, and I've seen Phils do this for an entire season, if he keeps up on the pace that he's on right now, not only is his team going to be damn good, he's going to be the MVP of the league. And for that, give me some round the world. Serious hard dap. That dap that make you get a lean in your knees. Give me some, Phils. Give me some. You move on to the next. Tedo! My man Tedo! Everybody, remember, I was one. I'm not going to sit here and act all righteous. Everybody was beating this man up during the draft. Hey, I was in the front of the line giving him the business. And so, to see Tedo doing his thing, man, I'm happy for him. I want to see everybody in this league succeed. And Tedo has taken the league by storm, man. He's running, he's throwing it, he did everything in that game. This is a Vikings team that mustered, in their last 2 games, a total of 16 points. 7 at home versus the Patriots, 9 on the road against the New Orleans Saints the following week. 16 total points in 2 weeks. Tedo takes over the reins. They put up 41 whoppers on the Atlanta Falcons. Woo! And I'm going to tell you who was the catalyst. Tedo was the man. And so, hey, keep doing your thing, young fella. Look, I don't know if you're playing on Thursday night, and you probably shouldn't. You didn't practice on Monday. You didn't practice on Tuesday. You shouldn't play. But they desperate out there, man. Because if they got to go to Christian Ponder, they're in trouble. And they know it. So they want you to play. Hey, don't injure yourself for one game that you're probably not going to win anyway. If I were you, I'd sit this one out. But hey, I know you're a competitor and you want to go out there and play. So, hey, whatever, man. Do your thing. All I know is you deserve some cold, hard dap for coming in and galvanizing that group in Minnesota and helping them get back to 500. Hey, if you can play that way, why not the Vikings in the NFC North? You move on to my final dap of the day. And you know who this is reserved for, man. You know who this is reserved for. I don't have any goggles. I didn't get a pair of Steve Smith goggles. I didn't get the blood and guts goggles. However, I did watch this man rip open the Carolina Panthers and spread blood and guts everywhere. I did watch that. And man, did Steve rip him a new one. Not only did he rip him a new one on the field, oh, Steve saved his most surgical work for off the field after the game was over. Steve not only was talking junk during the game, he told them, I was watching Inside the NFL. And they had a little camera on the sideline. Of course, you know how they do with these players. And Steve said, hey, when you go back to Carolina, mow my lawn too. Woo! Steve was in rare form. Steve was in rare form. But it didn't happen then. It happened after the game. Steve got on the radio. Steve got to the press conference. Steve said, I ran around those boys like they were schoolyard kids. Schoolyard! 35-year-old man running around these boys like they were schoolyard kids. Boy, that's rough. That's rough. Hey, pour some more salt in the wound, Steve. It's open. Pour some more salt in the wound, Steve. Hey, it ain't bad enough that he went for 7 for $130 and some change and 2 scores en route to a 38-10 victory. Ah, that wasn't good enough. That wasn't good enough. Steve got on the radio and told it. He aired out all the dirty laundry. He put Dave Gettleman, the GM of the Panthers, on blast. And he said, hey, Ron, you're not innocent in this either, man. Come get some, Double R. Come get some, man. And so he put everybody on blast. And I knew Dave Gettleman was to blame for this. I told everybody in the offseason, Dave Gettleman didn't want this man. Now, I didn't know the entire truth. And that was the beauty in having Steve tell it all. This was like a juicy tell-it-all novel. And Steve got on the radio and said, the man said, I couldn't jump or run anymore. I was a shell of myself, and they were going to trade me. The man didn't like me, and he couldn't even face me like a man. I was hearing stuff from other people. I tried to meet with him. He was ducking me. He was always in a meeting. Steve put him on blast, and I loved it every second of it. Every second of it. Man, the whole Panthers organization, ice up, son, ice up. And that was all at the hands of one, 89 Steve Smith Sr. Ah! Give me some, Steve. Give me some. Give me some, boy. That was beautiful. The whole dismantling of the Carolinas franchise, not just the players on the field, but from the top all the way to the bottom. You picked them apart one by one. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Moving on. Got me excited. And that's a perfect segue. Because I'm ready. I'm amped up now. Got me a little lather going. I'm ready to smack the hell out of somebody. And I don't have any individuals to smack this week. Just teams. And we're going to lump them all together. Okay? All together. 4 teams who were violated in week 5. 4. And for some of these teams, it's not just week 5, man. Or excuse me, week 4. It's not just week 4 that they were violated. This has been an ongoing trend for some of them. Carolina Panthers, they've been violated 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. They need a rape kit because they've been sodomized for 2 weeks in a row. Then you go to the Washington Redskins. Hell, they should change their names after the way they were embarrassed on Thursday. They should change their names. Then you go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Man, my man Tone said we just lost to the worst team in the league. I don't know if that's the truth or not, but you lost to a winless team at home. Shame on you. Shameful. And then the Oakland Raiders, they played so bad. They played so bad, they got their coach fired after 4 games. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. And I'm a dude that can talk all day long, and I am speechless. Raiders, garbage. Steelers, shameful. Redskins, go run and hide somewhere. And the Panthers, hey, all I can say is you don't have to play anybody this week in the AFC North. That's good news for you. And so, all of these teams makes me have to do something that I haven't done yet on this program, but it is time to unveil the Blue Lagoon glove of doom. And all of them are going to be slapped with the Blue Lagoon glove of doom. So I'm going to put it on right now. I'm about to get surgical with this slap right here. Yeah. Yeah. It's on. Woo! You feel that grip? Ah. Blue Lagoon. Slap. Of doom. All of them. Disgraceful. And that's going to do it for this installment of Pats, Daps, Snaps. We're going to go ahead and bypass the break and go straight into our finale. Tack on this extra point. And I want to touch on E.J. Manuel one more time because I'm feeling some type of way about that. I really don't like the way that Doug Marrone is handling this situation. And honestly, I would love it if the Jets would handle their situation more like this. And I would like it if Marrone would handle his situation like the Jets are handling theirs with Geno Smith. The roles should be reversed. If anybody deserves loyalty, it's your first round pick. Geno Smith is a second round pick, and he's being afforded the opportunity to continue to start, even though his team is 1-3 on the season. The Bills are leading this division at 2-2. They're not in the basement like the Jets are, yet they're holding steadfast to their guy, which is what the Bills should be doing. And look, both of these coaches, to me, these are very similar scenarios and situations. Both of these coaches aren't afforded a lot of time to clean this up. You know, if I'm Rex Ryan, I could give a damn about Geno Smith's psyche. I won't be here when he melts down mentally if I take him out of the game. If I don't win this year, he's gone. I'm gone. Rex Ryan is gone. So what difference does it make if Geno Smith has a mental meltdown? You won't be around when it happens because you would have already have been fired by then if you don't win. So go to Michael Vick. But for E.J. Manuel, Marrone simply trying to save his job, damaging what could. And look, again, let me reiterate this. I'm not a huge E.J. Manuel guy, but I still want to see him get a fair shot. Has he matured and progressed at the rate you would like him to? No, but he's only in his second season. And keep in mind, last year he dealt with injuries. He didn't play a full 16-game slate. The kid is still young and wet behind the ears. It's shameful what they're doing in Buffalo. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I'm not on board with it. And it'd be one thing if it was enough. It'd be something different if it was just like in Washington, where there's another young quarterback like Kirk Cousins waiting for his opportunity. It's Kyle Orton. This guy wasn't even in camp with you. You just signed him like a month ago. He hardly even knows the playbook. What are we doing here? This reeks of desperation. And I can't stand for it. I can't get on board with it. I don't agree with it. I don't like this situation. And to think this team is actually leading the AFC East as we speak. So that's going to do it For this installment of In the Lab Room, I thank you for joining me. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the Lab Room. I thank you for joining me. Come back and join me on Thursday as we preview the Thursday night football game, Vikings at Packers. Let's hope that we get some competitive football in this game. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. I will be back tomorrow.
In the Lab.